Okay. So, what's it called? I haven't even pulled it up, but F1. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. Let me pull up my notes. But yeah, just everything about it was just solid, right? I feel like it was a good movie, and for me, it wasn't a great movie, but like, I just feel like it was good. Um, I don't even know where to begin, honestly. I feel like two of the standouts, right, were the characters like like the actors and everything and how they express the character and stuff. The writing, yeah, right, like dialogue and pacing, everything. Of course, like it goes back to like what I said. I can't. It was in one of my videos or whatever on one of the channels, maybe even this one. But like something that is good or great. It's just a symphony. Whenever it comes to like movies and just a lot of things like art, music, whatever. Um, it's just a symphony of like multiple things being good, and then like yeah. What I feel like what creates something great is just like one of those things standing out, right? Excuse me, I had to burp. But yeah, like one of those things standing out, right, and becoming great and everything, right, while everything else is good. And a good example of that is like the writing in Andor, right, and then like also like the actors and stuff, like all that stuff is good and everything, right, but like the writing and like the dialogue and everything are like the two standouts, right, and like the story and everything, it's like the story is also like really really good, and I could yap about that. I should make a video on that one of these days, but yeah, so like the writing in Andor, for example, is like something that's great and everything, and then like the writing in Uncharted and everything, right? Especially Uncharted 4 and everything, right? Like what's it called? Like every especially yeah, Uncharted 4 was like it addressed like all like the what I felt like personally was quote unquote bad in the other games, right? But it was just dated, like the boring gameplay or like repetitive and stuff gameplay, and what's it called? Off the top of my head, that's the main thing. One of these days, I need to make a video on that too. But yeah. And so going back to F1, right? Like, what's it called? F1 just did everything good, and then nothing was really great, right? Like, off the top of my head, or not off the top of my head, but like what I wrote down, like during the notes or during the movie and everything was, or that I felt was like really really good was just yeah the dialogue and writing, the pacing, the acting, audio design. What's it called? The simplicity of the story, all that stuff was good, and just yeah, like what's it called? So yeah, it's a solid movie all around. I enjoyed Brad Pitt as main dude, main old dude that is giving wisdom to the younger generation. I enjoyed the younger dude as well, who was a little hot headed and patient, but you could tell he had like he was like serious about trying to win and everything, and he didn't let his flaws necessarily like be his ruin and stuff like that, right? And yeah, I felt like everything was really interesting with how they executed on stuff, and yeah, I still feel like Karate Kid was like amazing with their pacing, right? And like I said, I don't know if it's just because I haven't been that what's it called, like that, like I haven't consumed that much Karate Kid like media and everything. Like I still haven't watched Cobra Kai and stuff like that. I hardly even watched any other movie outside of Karate Kid 1, like the OG, right? I did watch the one with Jaden Smith, but that was as a kid, and I hardly even remember that. But yeah, what's it called? What's the name of it? Yeah, I still feel like the pacing of that was like perfect, dude, to where like that was something that like if everything was like even more like good, I feel like then that movie would have been great, because that pacing was like just perfect. Yeah, and so going back to F1, because I'm still learning how to do these quote unquote reviews slash more so just like subjective like off the cuff thoughts, right? I guess I want to talk about the characters, right? Because that was one thing that I really enjoyed in the movie, right? Like, so you have the regular cast of characters, like what's it called? Yeah, you have, like I said, you have the old dude Brad Pitt, you have new dude, I don't know his name, and you have the Irish lady, and you have what's it called? That's kind of mainly it. There are supporting characters and everything, like the best friend, like who's like a catalyst for like the main story and everything, right? Yeah, the best friend who's like the manager or what, I forget his position in the like the job hierarchy or whatever, right? But yeah, you have him, you have the mom of the younger dude, and you have the best friend of the younger dude. And I feel like everybody was like solid characters. They did feel like they sort of had lives outside of outside of the main characters and outside of the story and stuff, right? What's it called? more so on the side of like the older dude. I feel like where you really felt that, but on the younger dude, like his mom kind of felt like a little bit staticky. Like if the son wasn't doing anything, she kind of felt like she wasn't doing anything either. And same with the best friend as well. Which I mean, it makes sense because I feel like his career hinged a lot on the younger dude. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. I don't know how Moist critical of them do it. I hate name calling and I hate do all that stuff. But I don't know how they do it, bro. But I feel like they just riffed it and just keep on keeping on. So yeah, I mean, like I enjoyed all that stuff, right? Like what's it called? Everything was great, or everything was good. Nothing was really great per se. And yeah, I definitely like just easily. It's an easy recommend to me for like anybody and everything. Like I feel like you wouldn't be wasting your time if you go watch it. Oh yeah, and I wonder if Chris Hemsworth was in F1 for a second. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Hold it, give me a second. Okay, that is so weird. I literally looked it up, but like all that came up was just like a random TikTok person who also was like, "Hey, is that Chris Hemsworth?" Like, I don't know his name. What's it called? But I do feel like sort of crediting him, right? Because I was kind of. So yeah, what's it called? Okay, so his Instagram at this current moment, freaking July 2nd, 2025, Blu-ray Angel, spelled BLURAYANGEL on Instagram. Like whenever I looked up, yeah, like was Chris Hemsworth in F1 movie 2025? Like he literally had I literally had the exact same reaction. Like, bro, that's so weird. What's that called? So I guess maybe it's a surprise cameo or whatever, right? Because of Rush or something like that, right? Because I think he was in a racing movie as well. And I'm like also side tangent or side note, if all sports movies were like made like this, bro, I'd be watching way more sports movies, right? I just feel like this was just built different, right? It felt so like seamless and like just so seamless in its like execution and everything, right? Like you really just like sat down and just felt like, oh yeah, like these characters and stuff are like really driving the cars, really doing XYZ, really have stakes, really have like really have all this experience and really are just doing the thing, right? Like you don't really get that suspension of like disbelief, right? Or like suspension of disbelief where you like get taken out of like the immersion and stuff like that. That's another praise. I'm trying to not I can't talk. Trying not to make this video more than 10 minutes, so I'm like paying attention to that. But one area that I feel like was a big like what's it called? Like one knock against the movie, right? I feel like was just the use of jargon so much, and like just like you really do have to have like a predisposition. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Hold up. It's not, I don't think it's predisposition, but you just have to have prior knowledge of like F1 and all that stuff to like really like for the people that actually did understand F1 and all that stuff, even like on a basic sense, whenever they like the people that understood that, I feel like they got way more out of the movie than I did, because that's like I understood the story on like a basic level, right? Like near the middle, I even wrote it down and everything, like near the middle of the movie and everything. And what's it called? But yeah, that soundtrack, it was crazy. Like Don Toliver and freaking Doja Cat was on there. That was crazy. I need to put the soundtrack on my Spotify stuff. But interesting. The structure, the fall. Yeah, and so like I understood like basic like story moments and stuff right right? Like, how like like what's it called? After like that big crash with the dude after he got too impatient, blah 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 blah, right? With the the first big, that is kind of a spoiler, but it's not too much of a spoiler, so I won't let that slide. So yeah, after the first big crash, right, I won't say with who, but with the dude, right, like, and then he's getting better and everything, right? Like what's it called? I understood like that was like that's I've seen that before in other movies, like I think with the what's it called, I don't know, Cars maybe, I don't know, but I've seen it before, right? It's not like something novel, and stuff like that I understood. And then like what's it called, just and then like the villain, whatever, right? Like stuff like that, like I understood, excuse me, stuff like that on a basic level. But even like something as simple as like how do you even know like they're even like winning and everything, right? Like I remember there was a moment, like I think towards the end, when he was like, oh, like, or not towards the end, but like just a moment during like one of the races, right, where like they were in first place or whatever, right? But I'm like, how? Like, wasn't there a car literally just right in front of you? And it's like, I didn't even know that, you know, that there could be like two person like per team and whatever in the race, right? So I was just like, oh, is that, you know, is this normal? Like, so I mean, you know, I basically gathered that right after the first couple races. I'm like, okay, so, you know, I mean, they're not just obviously cheating and just getting away with it, right? But it's like, I don't know, like I said, it's just stuff like that I'm like, like, I mean, I just don't understand the jargon, don't understand like just the sport that much, right? I mean, I get the basic things like, oh, whenever you know, I get like the moments through context clues of like, you know, like whenever the other characters are like acting like, oh, you know, this is like good for us or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, good for them. And whenever it's not, I'm like, oh, okay, you know. But it's like, it's kind of like a lag and everything, right? Like, and there's like that disconnect and that sucks. But I mean, I can't talk. Outside of that, like I said, it didn't disrupt my overall enjoyment of the movie as a whole. It's just something that was like, man, like, I know that if I understood the sport more, then I would have taken more out of the story. I feel like they really did the romance and stuff really, really well and really, really classy and everything, right? Because it could easily just evolve into like, you know, just, you know, but like, I feel like it was really classy and like, you know, just respectful and like, I feel like it added to the story rather than detracted from it, right? Because there is like a trend, not trend, what sort of trend, but there is like, you know, a habit for like Hollywood and stuff to like, you know, just have like sex scenes and stuff just for the sake of it, right? Or just like have romance for the sake of it and stuff, right? Whereas like I feel like in this movie and stuff, it was kind of there, like kind of random and everything to a degree, but at the same time it was like well, not necessarily random, but it was like, because it did add like interest and stuff, right, to the whole thing, like making it a little bit more complex but not too complex. What's the name of it? But yeah, it's still like added to the story and stuff, right? And then ultimately I feel like they still did like stick with the characters and everything, right? Because you know, without spoiling things, like one of the main characters could have kept doing what they, you know, been doing, but they decided like, oh, I'm gonna, you know, make actually like a character driven choice that you can't even be mad at. It doesn't feel like it's like out of left field or whatever, right? And it just feels in line with their character, and so it's like, oh, okay, like, you know, is what it is. And so it, like, I don't know, it's so interesting. And so yeah, like all and everybody makes like a good character choice and stuff, right? It's just it's so solid and everything. And yeah. Outside of that, it's just an overall good movie. I did find myself like really struggling with turning off like messed up the mic, but really turning off like review brain and just like, you know, enjoying like the movie. But I mean, I also did find like really like, what's it called, did enjoy just taking notes and stuff during the movie. It's just, I don't know, I think it depends on the movie. Like if I'm like, I probably won't be taking any notes during like, what's the name of it, Fantastic Four or Superman, but at the same time, I don't know, I'm not getting too like, you know, on myself about that. So anyways, I don't want to yap too much longer, but yeah, F1 good, recommend it. And yeah, what's it called, less than 15 minutes, it's all right, you know, just try to do better next time. Or I don't know, it's not the end of the world if okay, now I'm yapping even more. Okay, bye.